Around 3 months ago, I started a challenge with my mate called 75 Hard. And as soon as I started it, I was obviously excited. I was going consistent for the first 2 days. I was going on my run, I was gymming, I was drinking enough water, I was staying with a clean diet, I was reading my book every day. The first 2 days, it was going well. And obviously, I started to get a bit of an ego with it. I was like, yeah, I'm doing well, I'm staying consistent. It just made me feel good about myself. I was proud. So I went and told my whole family. I told my brothers. I told my parents. I told my friends. I told people at my work. I work in a kitchen, and I pretty much went around telling most people that I actually liked, oh, yeah, I'm doing this challenge. It's going really well. And obviously, when I told these people what I was doing, I got a sense of validation. Everyone was like, oh, yeah, that's really cool. You keep me updated with it. Everyone was happy for me because I was doing this challenge. I'm obviously quite a young guy, and a lot of people my age wouldn't do that. They prefer going out drinking, going out partying. I don't. I'm obviously a little bit different. Now, I'm not saying that to boost my ego, it's just the truth. So I went around telling everyone in my work, my parents, my friends, my family, and it gave me a very, very false sense of validation. And that's the topic this video is going to be on, the validation trap. Because as soon as I told these people, my friends, family, co-workers, as soon as I told these people what I was doing, I failed. I was inconsistent with my diet. I stopped going on my runs. I was still going to the gym because that's just like a base standard. There'll be times where I just couldn't be bothered to read before I went to bed. And the reason I did that is because I fell into the validation trap. I went and told every single person I possibly could about this 75 hard challenge that I'm doing. I was going to be so difficult. I was going to be so disciplined. The impact it's going to have on my life. And I failed it because I told people. And that's one of the biggest reasons a lot of people will never achieve anything in life, simply because they tell people what they do. And it's really dangerous, to be honest, because you think you tell people just because you think they'd be interested, you think they'd be happy for you, but deep down you're just seeking validation. Your brain just needs a bit of dopamine because you've been so wired to instant gratification that your brain can't handle having to wait 75 days for the reward in this case. You see, when you go tell people, so let's say you tell your mum, I'm going to retire you with this business. Mum, I'm going to be on 10K a month. I'll send you 4K a month. You can leave your job. I'll move you out of the country. You can go live in Spain. You tell her all these things, and obviously she sees it and thinks, well, she sees it, she hears it, and she's so proud of you. You can see the smile on her face. She gives you a big hug. It's like, oh, I'm so proud of you. I believe in you. And now you've told her, you'd expect that you'd go do the work. You'd think you'd be working 8 hours a day to achieve this goal, to actually make your mum proud. That's what should happen. Like, logically thinking, that is what should happen. If there was no external factors, if there was no deep-rooted like demon in this case, which is the validation trap, that is what would happen. You would just go work until you achieve the goal. But the problem with this is, when you go tell your mum all these things, when you tell her you're going to retire her, make her proud, buy her a dream car, that white Range Rover SVR, I know that's what my mum wants, you fall into the validation trap. Because what your brain does, it registers that she's smiling. You can see she can see the pride in her face. Your brain registers that. Your brain registers the hug, and it gives you a real false sense of dopamine, because the emotions that your mum was portraying when you told her all this stuff is on a very similar level to the emotions she'd feel when you'd actually do it. So your brain registers this. Your brain thinks, oh, she's portraying all these emotions. Surely I've completed the goal. Surely I've retired her then. So that's what your brain thinks. And obviously your brain is going to control all your actions until you make the unconscious conscious. So your brain now thinks that you've completed the goal, and that therefore leads you to doing nothing about it, because if you've already achieved the goal in your mind, why would you have to do any work? Why would you have to go for any suffering? Why would you have to go for any pain when your brain already thinks that you have achieved the goal? So now two things happen. You've broken a promise with your mum. You've given her a false sense of hope, false sense of belief that you're never going to fulfill as of right now. until you learn about this. And you have also lied to yourself. You're never going to achieve anything. You've just broken a promise with yourself and your mum, which is obviously going to lead you to suffering and pain and things you wouldn't want in life. And that's all because you simply just told her. Now, there are two solutions to this, really. See, I've said these things to my parents. I've said like, oh yeah, I'm working hard to retire you, all that stuff. But I say it with a sense of conviction. I know I'm gonna. It's a matter of time before I do. And secondly, I've already started my business before I told my parents these things. My parents don't know I've failed 4 businesses already. But as soon as I started seeing some online money with this business that I'm doing now, that's when I told my parents, because A, it acts as a form of accountability, because every day they ask me, oh, any more sales? How's it going? You're working hard. Obviously, I'm like, yeah. So the accountability is good. And secondly, I still have that reason to work, because I've not said it in a way that it's making me happy, like it's making me proud, it's validating it. I'm just simply letting my parents know. You see, when people tell their parents or their friends their goals before they've even achieved them, that is just seeking validation. That is just seeking an amount of dopamine that you would get from achieving the goal, but you just got it from doing nothing and just telling people about it. So the real lesson from this video, I have kind of waffled on a bit, I have realised that, but it's quite a difficult topic to speak about. Don't tell anyone anything. If you want to tell your parents whilst you're working on a business, like how's it going, like how it's going, you made a few sales, good, go for it. It's just going to further confirm their belief in you and give them a bit more faith in you. That's why I do it, because my parents wanted me to go to uni, all that stuff, but now I've shown them a bit of results. They're like, okay, fair enough. But just don't tell anyone. If you want to start going to the gym, don't tell anyone. If you want to start eating a healthy diet, don't tell anyone. If you want to start, I don't know, a business, don't tell anyone. And like everyone says the same quote, it's quite cliche, but it's the truth. Work in silence, let the results speak for themselves. And it's a great piece of advice to follow. Because if you tell people your goals before you've even started acting upon them, or before you're miles away from achieving them, you're never going to achieve them. It is undeniable. It's probably happened to you thousands of times where you told people what you want to do, but you never end up doing it because you've got a false sense of dopamine. You seek the validation, and therefore your brain has no reason to do the required actions to achieve the goal, because it's already got the same amount of dopamine that it would have if it did achieve the goal. So just don't tell anyone anything. That's the best piece of advice I can give you. You're probably older than me, and even if you are, still listen, because once you do this, if you take action on this video, and if you don't take action, you've wasted 8.5 minutes of your life. If you were to take action on this video and never tell anyone anything, your chance of achieving stuff is much, much, much higher, simply because you've got a reason to work. You've not got that, you're delaying gratification. But seeking validations, getting instant gratification, not telling anyone a thing is delaying gratification. And instant gratification things, they never give you good positive results in the long run that actually affect your life in a good way. Delayed gratification is always worth it. That is something that is always going to pay off much more than you have to put in. The output is always going to be better and bigger than the input. So yeah, don't tell anyone a thing. Don't tell your parents, don't tell your friends, don't tell your family, don't tell your dog, don't tell your girlfriend, don't tell a single person, don't tell your co-workers. Keep everything to yourself, because if not, you're never going to achieve anything. And it is just the harsh truth. I hate to say it, but it's got to be done. Truth always hurts. Now, look, if you want access to my free Telegram, where I say a lot of secrets that will speedrun you to success that I just can't really tell you on YouTube because of obvious reasons, then go click the link in bio. Telegram's completely free. I drop a lot of value in there every single day. It's voice notes, it's videos, it's written text. There's a lot of value over it's on mindset, business, health, general life, lifestyle, anything. It's a good place if you're an entrepreneur or you want to be an entrepreneur or in self-improvement. It's Good place to join. Now, if you fancy paying me $25 a month, you can join my school community, The Competitive Advantage, where you'll get courses on mindset, discipline, emotional control, content creation, rewiring your brain for success, and about 10 more that I can't be bothered to list out, and you probably can't be bothered to listen to. So if you'd like access to them as well, and also a private Telegram chat where you get to network, and daily videos that I send out, secret videos that no one else receives, that get you 1% better. You can watch them every single day, just learn a bit of information, then go click the link in bio. The price is rising fairly soon when I hit 20 members in there, so make sure you join. Sorry for the urgency and scarcity, it had to be done. Link is in bio for both the Telegram and the school, so feel free to join either, and I'll catch you in the next video, I guess.